Hey, good morning, everybody. It's Hammer. Today is Friday, December 20th, 2024. I, of course, am Hammer with Originator Success. Hammer Claus with Originator Success. Coming to you with your daily mortgage rate update. Coming to the end of 2024. Remember, you can join me live each and every weekday morning, 9:30 a.m. Eastern Time, broadcasting to you on Facebook and on YouTube. If you're here live, say good morning. If you're watching on the replay, don't forget to give me a hashtag replay in the comments. Let me know that you were here. Whether you're here live or on the replay, don't forget to smash that like button, tag an hello friend, share this post in a group. Let's go ahead and say hi to the live folks. We got Dan Crowley. Good morning, sir. Jay Rodriguez. Great to see you, my friend. Monica Dinkins. Good to have you here. So you sign up, Monica, for the planning session. Thank you so much. I'm so excited that you'll be there. Looking forward to it. James Mahan, good morning. Jack Straw, great to see you. Jeremy Lowe, we've got some great news for you today, but it's really not so great. But I'm going to put this look on my face so it looks like it's great. Okay. Colin Jordan, good morning. Julie Lawrence, great to have you here. Megan Lindbergh, good to see you. How's everyone doing this morning? How y'all feeling? It's Friday, TGIF. It's quiet before the holidays, whichever holidays y'all celebrate. I admit I am just too impolitically correct. I wish everybody a Merry Christmas, because even if they're Jewish, like my buddy Ethan Hundley, my accountant, by the way, how's that for stereotypes, right? My Jewish accountant. Even if they're not, why can't they have a Merry Christmas too? Everybody should have a Merry Christmas. And I'm not even Christian. So, it sounds weird if you say, hey, happy Festivus. But, hey, Festivus for the rest of us, right? Air your grievances, my friends. And if y'all don't have grievances against me, then maybe I'm not doing well today. I've got a lot of grievances watching what's going on with the government spending bill, and that gives me a lot of grievances. And we're going to talk about some of those grievances today, because that's the reason that I'm going to give Jeremy some good news, and mortgage rates are actually doing well this morning. So Jeremy wants some good news. Here's some good news. So bonds are basically flat yesterday, basically confirming the Fed's that the reaction to the Fed's comments and all the Fed activity on Wednesday was not knee-jerk, right? So let me go ahead. Let me turn this off here. We'll share the screen. Let me get rid of this. I got all these things all open up because they're in memory, basically, when I change these little things here. So hold on a minute. Let me go ahead and what am I looking for? Oh, yeah. First of all, let's go ahead and share the screen. Doobie-doobie-doo. Good morning, Yasmin. All right, here you go. Mark Clark, Tiana, Randy Tico, giddy up, sir. Good morning, Amy Blauser. Paige, good morning. All right, so mortgage-backed securities currently up 22 basis points on the day. Quick recap. Yesterday, things were flat. See it right here? Bonds were flat. I'll do the 5 days so you can see it kind of in that spectrum. So we were kind of, just running flat ahead of the Fed meeting. Things got slightly better right ahead of the Fed meeting. Then we saw the huge drop since then. Yesterday was a confirmation. We saw no improvement. Now, today we've got a big jump, right? So there's Jeremy's good news. Woohoo! Good news, Jeremy. Rate sheets today are going to be slightly better. So, Hammer, if it wasn't knee-jerk, why are things going to be better today? Well, basically what we are seeing is a reaction to the couple of things, but most importantly, we're seeing a reaction to the government shutdown stuff. So I'll go into more detail on that in a minute. And anyone that wants to get triggered, well, then I guess you're watching the wrong show. But we'll talk about that. So let's couple of things here. But we'll come back to the government shutdown. The government shutdown. When we look at the 2-day chart here, and let's see if we can't blow this up. I have to refresh. Hold on. When I have the screen share up, it does something in Chrome and it doesn't like it. All right, here you go. So here we've got an overnight trading. See this? We went from 100.35 up to about 100.55. So we picked up about 20 points in overnight trading. We were improving a little bit as the morning went on. Then right here, this is when at 8:30, we got the PCE inflation data. The PCE is the Fed's favored gauge of inflation. And that was, here we go. We'll do that. So we got the PCE data. That's the Fed's favorite gauge of inflation. It came in a little bit better than expected, as you can see here. The headline PCE month over month was 0.1 versus 0.2. The core was 0.1 versus 0.2. The headline year over year was 2.8 instead of 2.9. And then what the core was, the headline year over year was 2.4 versus 2.5. Core was 2.8 versus 2.9. And what they call real consumer spending was 0.3 and coming in at 0.3. The real consumer spending is what they adjusted for inflation, spending, blah, 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 during the critical season. Purchase of goods rebounded from the prior month. So basically, it was a little bit better. Now, it doesn't really matter much, though, because here you go. We saw a knee-jerk reaction. Hold on, let me move this over so you all can see what I'm talking about here. Let's do this. Okay, so right over here, you'll see that we saw a knee-jerk reaction. It was like, yay! And bonds improved another 15 basis points. And it was like, celebrate good time, come on. And then it was like, and we lost it. It was like, and it's gone for those South Park fans. So, I mean, it really didn't last long. The PC, I said in my text message yesterday, PC data wasn't really going to matter. Then we saw this reaction and I'm like, seriously, that seems a little sus. And then it disappeared. So right now we're up, yesterday we ended the day at 100.35. We're at 100.58. So we're up 23 basis points. We'll call it the plus 20 to, basically there. Again, rate sheet's going to be a little bit better. You're seeing a couple things here. Number one, a lot of this has to do with the government shutdown. I'm going to talk about that more in a minute. The other reason for this is the calendar. So it's the Friday before Christmas. Traders are basically going to take the next 2 weeks off. They will come back right after New Year's, the 3rd, because of the BLS jobs data. But other than that, generally the last 2 weeks of the year, they're not just quiet for mortgage folks, they're quiet for everything. Wall Street tends to take a big break during that time. We're going to see a little bit of volatility in bonds because of low trading volume that tends to happen during that time. But overall, you generally don't see rate sheets and rates move too much. Right now, we're in those low 7s. Today's rate sheets will be a little bit better, but not enough to get too excited about. So, Jeremy, you've been coming here a while for this. And today's probably the only day you're going to get it. So, and I do think, again, I have reprice risk as high today. I'm concerned. I think we absolutely could see bonds give up those 20 basis points. I don't necessarily think they're going to hold. When we look at the 10-year treasury yield, it's at 4.51. That also, if we take a look here, you'll see that this is, yesterday we ended at 4.58. And it crested. Today it's back down from that a little bit. Again, I think that today's just a decent day. I think we're going to move higher. I think we're going to get up in around 4 3/4. I think the 10 years is going to keep moving higher from here. But let's go ahead and talk about the government shutdown a little bit. As far as the government shutdown, again, I know that this is going to trigger some people. I don't really want to know your political views, but I'm going to give you mine just because they're relevant here. I am not a registered Republican. I am not a registered Democrat. I am generally fiscally conservative and socially liberal. So, a lot of people are actually that way. I think that one of the biggest problems in our system and in any government system is the use of parties. I wish every one of our congressional members was an independent and had to think independently. So basically, we haven't talked about the government shutdown because since 2013, it hasn't been an issue. We haven't really seen a government shutdown. The last government shutdown we saw was in 2013. And there was a bill, and it became bloated to 1,500 pages. Now, I put up a post on Facebook about the new Doge folks, Vivek and Elon. And again, I'm as guilty as anybody else. I live in my bubble world. I think many of you probably share similar views to me because that's why you watch me. And we tend to gravitate to that. But I forget that there are other people out there with other views. So I posted a video on there, or not. I did post a video, but I said, I'm loving, Vivek and Elon breaking apart the $1,500 bill. So this CR, this continuing resolution of funding the government, it was 1,500 pages. And inside of it was a congressional pay raise for 40% for $70,000 that these ass clowns give themselves a raise, right now. They 2.5% or you get for Social Security or and they give themselves a 40% pay raise. They also improved their health benefits. Now I'm getting ready to stroke a check for $15,000 for my broken leg that I had, and they're giving themselves health benefits. Like, I really, come on, AOC. And just this thing was so filled with bloat. Also in there was little tidbits like that nobody could subpoena their emails because they're trying to push things through. If we get subpoenaed, if my company gets subpoenaed, if you get subpoenaed, we'd have to show all of our emails. We have to do everything. Congress, what are you hiding? Well, we know what they're hiding, and they're trying to get away from things. And it's both sides of the aisle. This was a bipartisan bill that they took so much pride in saying was bipartisan because they're all a bunch of snakes. And, this inside of here, I posted, you can watch it. I posted the video of Vivek. I don't say his name well, forgive me, but Ramaswamy, of Vivek, basically pointing out all of these things, like they went through it and they pulled it. That's what Doge is. That's what, and it's funny because I see a lot of reaction about people here when we take a look at this. You look at the comments on this thing, and there are people just losing their shit over this. And one of the things I see a lot of is like comments like, oh, well, President Musk. And it's like, no, it's not President Musk. It's the fact of what's funny is that Musk is the one. They never say Vivek because he doesn't have anywhere near the following that Elon has on X. But yet, look at this, right? They say these things for all these different things. The Musk-Trump presidency is already sinking into chaos. And I laugh at this. There's 5,000, almost 6,000 comments on this. So this is obviously a highly effective thing. How this affects rates, here's the deal. They put out this huge bloated plan. Vivek and Elon shone light on it, which then influenced Congress not to pass it. And then they went back and, refigured it. Now, Trump wants a lift to the government spending cap, right? The ceiling, right? The debt ceiling. This is equivalent to you being able to raise your credit card limits when you're close to getting maxed out so that you can just continue to borrow more money. I'm not a fan of that. I don't know why Trump wants to do it. I'm not a fan of raising our debt limit or suspending the debt limit ahead, through that thing. Yeah, I'm sure there's ulterior motives to that he could blame the previous administration. Again, I like a lot of the things that Trump does, but I'm not a Trump fanboy. I'm not a, what do you call it, a Trumper. So I don't get too wrapped up in things. I just look at it at how it is. Now, this smaller bill, they cut it from 1,500 pages to 150 pages. And it's still a huge problem. You look at these guys, they're not passing it. It had 174 votes in favor, 235 against, with one member voting present, well short of the 2/3 supermajority required. And I think every Democrat voted against it, if I remember reading correctly, right? It's a good thing the bill failed. Chuck Schumer, by the way, is an asshole. He's just I don't care if I offend somebody. Chuck Schumer is a piece of shit. He's always been a piece of shit. And, it's a good thing the bill failed. Now it's time to go back to the bipartisan agreement. No, it's not. You guys have a 1,500-page bloated thing full of garbage, full of things that should not be in there. And we're tired of it. Americans are tired of it. And that's the gist that's getting out there. And they're telling their representatives, right? We're tired by all this. So unfortunately, again, where we want to bring all of this is talking about where does it have on mortgage rates. Right now, you're seeing improvement in bonds. Bonds will get the benefit, but even that's starting to wash away. And later on, if something passes through, this could just disappear. These gains could wipe away. So that's why reprice risk on the day is high. Mason said, so I'm saying the moon landing was fake. Dude, I really question. There's some things about that moon landing. Come on, have you not listened to that Joe Rogan podcast with that guy? There's some compelling evidence that the moon landing may not be real. I don't know. But I'm not saying it's fake. I don't insist that it's fake, but I don't insist that it's real either. However, I don't believe in a flat Earth. I do think the Earth is round. But when you look at all this stuff, again, the effect that this is going to have on mortgage rates and things like that, we're going to continue to see a lot of this infighting. If the government gets shut down, it tends to help bonds for a while and it'll help rates for a while, but it's not going to help them much. It's not going to be a big lift. My advice remains to lock as we've been it. My advice, just like I got it here, lock them. New loans aren't going to like them, but these are the rates. And I think rates are going to move higher in 2025. So something like this, I mean, we're improved a whopping, look at this, it's still drifting lower, a whopping 18 basis points now. Jeremy, this is the best news I can give you because we're going to have a stretch where you're not going to see much improvement on this. 10-year treasury yield continuing to creep higher from here. I don't think there's any real benefit to this. Rates are going to move higher as we go into 2025. I think we're going to see them move into the 7.5 range. As we're looking right here at 7 1/8, I think we'll be up by 7.5 through, maybe by the end of January. If not by February. I do think rates are going to move higher. That's where I think we're at. And I think right now, I just think consumers are going to get used to it. It's going to be what it's going to be. We're going to have to run with it. So, Robert, 9% rates by May 10th. I'm curious on where we see rates go next year. Me too, man. It really, though, until we see a true deflation of the economy. And I don't mean deflation, like inflation, deflation, but until the economy collapses, until the labor market collapses, Trump's going to pressure the Fed to cut rates, but that's not going to help mortgage rates just because the Fed cuts rates. And there's going to be a lot of bickering about that. He wants interest rates to be lower because he wants the economy to keep humming along. And that's Trump's MO. He did it in his first administration. So I don't think there's really a reason to expect rates to move lower this year. I think that we're going to be, if we get in the sixes are going to be good. I think the fives are off the table. What do you guys think? Let me know in the comments. Would love to hear from you guys. And rest of the chat, anyone offended by what I'm saying? You guys are awfully quiet. Nobody's either cheering me on or telling me off. So, but again, it's Friday. I think everybody's tired. We're ready to go home. So with that said, what are y'all doing? And let me throw this up on there. Again, I can't stress this enough, y'all. Next Friday, a week from today, the 27th, 1 p.m. Eastern time, I'm doing my vision planning workshop. It's not just a business plan. It's your vision plan. It's your life vision plan. It's a 3-hour workshop. At the end of the 3 hours, you are going to have a document with a clear vision of where you're headed for 2025. And you know what? I know that it's hard to follow. A lot of times we fill these out. You may or may not follow. You may or may not keep reading it into the middle of the year. But I'll tell you what, man, every time I do mine, and around the end of the first quarter, when I start to get really off track, I take it back out. I review the entire thing, and it helps keep me focused. My goal this year, I want to basically make sure I'm reviewing it once a week and just keep myself on. So I would love to have you involved. Many of you have been on my vision planning workshops before. This will have a similar format. I'm going to do a little more in depth. We really want to spend some time on what are the strategies and tactics for generating business in 2025? We're definitely going to spend some time on that, a good portion of time. But we do review, reflect, release. We let go of 24. There's a lot of emotional baggage attached to this year. I personally have a lot of emotional baggage. Originator success is feeling the pinch of originators leaving the business. We've lost members, we've lost revenue, and I haven't done enough of the activities to bring in new members. Of course, we've grown, that we've had new members come in, but we're down net numbers. We have less members today than we had crossing 23 into 24. And that's because of a lack of focus. And I feel like I'm not serving our community properly. If I'm not out there helping y'all to generate business, and our stuff does generate business, then I feel like I need to do more. But I've got some baggage with that. So this is how I kind of get through that and let go of that baggage, because otherwise it'll just, you've got to let go. Then we do achieve, conceive, and believe. a focus on where we can go for 2025 and being realistic. This is not going to be an easy year. But there are people that are new to the business that are making a lot of good money. There are people that are, doing better than they've done before. And there's people that are just making a good living, maybe not 2022 good living, right? Or 2021 good living. But, they're making a good living. And then the last part is implement, execute, action, implementation, and execution. So that's the strategies and tactics. And we're going to, kind of crowd share. Hey, how do we generate business this year? What's going to be different? How do we do this? And we'll talk about that and we'll go over some of that. So that's, as well as a vision for just what is your vision for your whole life? And we're going to go through that. I know that it's not rocket science, but sometimes the fact of just 3 hours, we're on a Zoom meeting where people unmute, and it's just like a group. I mean, I wish I could do it live, because doing it live would be fun. This is as close as we can get with no plane fare and no expenses of a hotel and things. It's $67. Next week, the price goes up to $97. So don't leave the extra money on the table. I know it's $30. It's like, oh, hammer, I'll join next week. I'll join today. It doesn't really matter, but don't put it off. Use the QR code or go to hmmr.io/plan. Let me go ahead and put that in the chat. It's hmmr.io/plan or 2025 plan. 2025 plan. Okay. And there you go. Based on Facebook, 90% of fellows didn't renew. Robert, there's still about 200,000. By the time all the CE goes out, it's not nearly as bad. When you look at the NMLS numbers, it's not nearly what it is. And you guys saw my post. I was making fun of that because, hold on, Ms. Millie wants in. Bear with me a minute, y'all. Come on, Ms. Millie. Come on, Ms. Millie. We're on video. Come say hi. Come here. Oh, good girl. Come here. Chilly out there, huh? All right, everybody. Here's Ms. Millie. Say hi to everybody on the video. Hi. Okay. Anyway, there's not nearly as many that, it's not hundreds of thousands. It's not, we went from the stuff I've seen online seems to have come from one particular company and one particular source that referenced it. And I just think that it's way out of whack. The text alerts when I go live. Here you go. If you want to sign up for a reminder that I have gone live, it's hmmr.io/reminder. And here's that cool QR code, Monica. There you go. All right. Or go to hmmr.io/reminder if you want to be reminded that I've gone live. Monica, yep, it'll be recorded. You'll get it. So no problem. Good morning, Casey Roberts. Mike, am I putting the link on my Facebook page? I will put the link on my Facebook page as soon as I get off this live, because I don't know where it went. So also check your email, because I'll be sending it out by email. So, all right. Well, y'all, I hope you have a fantastic weekend. I'm going to go ahead. This is just for a reminder. These are free. This is just a reminder that I'm going live so you guys can join me. What are y'all doing this weekend? Please let me know in the comments. Let's end on a fun note. What are you guys doing? I've got some honey-do list stuff going on. Things quiet down for the next couple of weeks. I really look forward to that. I'm going to get a lot of stuff done around the house and some things like that. But all right, my friends, tell me what you're doing this weekend. I'll go back and look at it in the comments. If you're around for the next few days, I'm still going to be doing my lives. We'll do them Monday and Tuesday and Thursday and Friday. I just won't do them, of course, on Christmas, but I think the other days I'll be working. So I enjoy this time of the year. So, all right, y'all have a fantastic one. I'll